Imagine a world without the internet. Could you survive? Picture this, folks. You wake up one morning, reach for your phone, and nothing. No emails, no social media notifications, no news alerts. It's like waking up in another era. An era where your morning routine might involve a newspaper, a landline phone, or perhaps a handwritten letter. Sounds like a scene from a dystopian movie, right? But this was reality for many just a few decades ago. The internet has woven itself into the fabric of our lives, becoming as vital as the air we breathe, or the coffee we gulp down each morning. It's our digital oxygen fueling our daily lives. Communication, once restricted to snail mail and expensive long-distance calls, has been revolutionized. With the tap of a screen, we can video call someone on the other side of the globe, send a quick email, or share a photo with thousands of followers. Consider, too, the wealth of knowledge at our fingertips. Thanks to the internet, we're only ever a quick search away from the answer to virtually any question. We have access to online courses, ebooks, podcasts, and more, making the world our digital oyster. Then there's entertainment. Remember when Friday nights meant rushing to the video store before all the good movies were gone? Now we have streaming platforms offering endless hours of movies, TV shows, music, and even podcasts, all available at the click of a button. And let's not forget about the business world. E-commerce, online marketing, remote work. These were concepts that seemed like science fiction not too long ago. Today, they're the new normal. The internet has disrupted industries, created new ones, and changed the way we do business forever. Without the internet, life as we know it would grind to a halt. We'd be catapulted back in time, forced to navigate a world that seems alien to us now. So how did we end up with this powerful tool? Let's dive into the history of the internet. The internet was not born overnight, it was a product of years of scientific research. Picture this. The year is 1969, the Beatles are on the radio, bell-bottom jeans are the height of fashion, and somewhere in a lab, a group of scientists is about to change the world. This group of visionaries were part of a project known as ARPANET, or the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. ARPANET was a project funded by the U.S. Department of Defense, with the goal of creating a network that could withstand any disruption by rerouting information along multiple paths. This concept, known as packet switching, was revolutionary. It was like the post office, if the post office could deliver the same letter to your house through 20 different routes. This network was the precursor to the internet as we know it today. But ARPANET was not just about robust networks and packet switching, it was also the birthplace of the first message ever sent over a network. In October of 1969, a computer at UCLA attempted to log into a computer at Stanford. They typed in the command log, but the system crashed after the first two letters. So technically the first message ever sent over the internet was LO. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The internet's first word was a simple, incomplete hello. This moment, as humble as it may seem, was monumental. It was the first time that two computers had ever communicated with each other over a network. And while it may not have been a smooth ride, it was the spark that ignited the flame. Over the next few years, ARPANET grew and evolved. More and more computers were added to the network, and the technology was refined. These advancements paved the way for the internet that we know and use today. And just like that, the foundation for the modern internet was laid. It was a product of creativity, innovation, and a whole lot of trial and error, but that's how all great things start, isn't it? In the early 90s, something happened that changed the internet forever. Picture this. A world where the internet was a complex maze, a tangled web of networks that would make even the most tech-savvy minds scratch their heads in confusion. That's where we were until one man decided to make it all a lot simpler and more accessible. His name? Tim Berners-Lee. Tim, a British computer scientist working at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, came up with an idea that would revolutionize the way we interact with the internet. He imagined a system where information could be easily accessed, linked, and shared across the globe. He called it the World Wide Web. Now it's important to clarify something here. Many people often mistake the internet and the World Wide Web as the same thing, but they're not. The internet is the infrastructure, the vast network of networks, while the World Wide Web is a way to access and share information on that network. Think of it this way, if the internet was a highway, the World Wide Web would be the cars driving on it. The World Wide Web was a game changer. It introduced us to hyperlinks, those clickable pieces of text that transport us from one web page to another in a split second. It gave us URLs or web addresses, a way to locate and access specific pieces of information on the web. And perhaps most importantly, it gave us web browsers, the tool that allows us to navigate this vast digital universe. The web became a platform for people to share information, express their ideas, and connect with others. It transformed industries, from media to commerce, education to entertainment. It changed the way we work, play, learn, and communicate. But perhaps the most significant change was how it made the internet accessible to everyone. Before the World Wide Web, the internet was a playground for the tech elite. But Tim Berners-Lee changed that. He made the internet a place for everyone, a truly democratic space where anyone with a connection could have a voice. The World Wide Web opened the doors to a new era of connectivity. It transformed the internet from a complex, inaccessible network into a global platform for communication and information sharing. And for that, we have Tim Berners-Lee to thank. The internet exploded in popularity in the mid-90s. Suddenly, the world was at our fingertips, and we loved every second of it. Our hunger for information, entertainment, and online shopping was insatiable. This era was like a digital gold rush, with everyone trying to stake their claim in the new frontier. In the hustle and bustle of this digital boomtown, a few pioneers stood out. Yahoo, for instance, was one of the first to navigate this uncharted territory, becoming a beacon for those lost in the vast expanse of the internet. Yahoo was like the internet's first tour guide, pointing curious netizens in the direction of interesting sites. Then there was Amazon, founded by Jeff Bezos in his garage. It started as a humble online bookstore, but Bezos had bigger plans. He envisioned Amazon becoming the world's most customer-centric company, a place where you could buy absolutely anything. And well, he wasn't wrong, was he? Today, you can buy everything from a toothbrush to a tiny house on Amazon. However, with great success comes great risks. As companies rushed to establish an online presence, we witnessed the dot-com bubble. Startups with no solid business plans or even revenue were valued at billions of dollars simply because they had a .com in their name. It was a wild, Wild West scenario, with the lawless nature of the internet allowing for rampant speculation and overvaluation. But like all bubbles, it was bound to burst. And when it did in the early 2000s, it wiped out many of these .com companies. But from the ashes of the .com bubble rose the phoenixes of today's internet giants. Survivors like Amazon and Yahoo learned from the wreckage and adapted. They understood that the internet was not just a goldmine to be exploited, but a tool to be harnessed. The internet was no longer a scientific tool, it was now a part of everyday life. It changed how we communicated, how we shopped, and even how we thought. The internet boom was a seismic shift in our society, and its reverberations are still felt today. As the 21st century dawned, the internet became a place to connect. An era of digital companionship was birthed, and it was christened the social era. It was less about the tech and more about the people who used it. It was about you, me, and the world. In the midst of all this, two social media giants emerged, Facebook and Twitter. Facebook, the brainchild of a Harvard student named Mark Zuckerberg, started as a virtual yearbook for college students. Fast forward a few years, and it's a platform that connects over 2 billion people. It's like a digital coffee shop where you can catch up with friends, share baby photos, and find out what your high school sweetheart is up to these days. On the other hand, Twitter, the brainchild of Jack Dorsey, Biz Stone, and Evan Williams, became the world's digital soapbox. It provided a platform where everyone, from the girl next door to the president, could share their thoughts in 140 characters or less. Twitter became the pulse of the planet, offering real-time updates on everything from pop culture to global politics. These platforms revolutionized the way we communicate. They made the world smaller, made it possible to have a conversation with someone on the other side of the globe, and made it so much easier to share information. Whether it's a viral cat video or a breaking news story, it spreads like wildfire across these platforms. But it wasn't just about sharing information, it was about creating communities. People with common interests found each other and formed groups. These online communities became a place for people to share ideas, support each other, and even spark social movements. So what started as an experiment in a laboratory evolved into a tool that changed the way we live, work, and play. The internet was no longer just a network of computers. It was, and still is, a network of people. The internet was now a social hub, connecting people from all corners of the globe. Today, the internet is more than just a tool, it's a lifeline. It's our go-to for just about everything. We use it to communicate, work, learn, play, shop, and even find love. It's like a Swiss Army knife of possibilities, and it's always in our pockets or at our fingertips. The internet has disrupted, or should we say revolutionized, countless industries. Let's start with the media. Remember when we used to wait for the evening news or the morning paper? Now we have real-time updates from around the globe. The internet has turned the media industry on its head, and in came the era of citizen journalism, where anyone with a smart device can report news. And then there's retail. Brick-and-mortar stores are feeling the heat as online shopping takes over. Why trudge through crowded malls when you can shop from the comfort of your couch and have it delivered to your doorstep? The internet has made it possible to buy anything from a toothbrush to a Tesla with just a few clicks. Education, too, has been transformed. The internet has opened up a world of knowledge, making education more accessible than ever. From online courses and degrees to free tutorials and webinars, learning is no longer confined to classrooms. And let's not forget about the entertainment industry. Streaming services are giving traditional television networks a run for their money, and social media platforms are creating a new breed of celebrities. The internet has indeed democratized fame. Speaking of inventions, the internet has given birth to countless innovations. Cloud computing, Internet of Things, cryptocurrencies, and artificial intelligence all owe their existence to the internet. It's like a cradle of innovation, constantly giving birth to new technologies that continue to shape our world. But perhaps the most significant impact of the internet is how it has transformed our social lives. We can connect with anyone, anywhere, anytime. We're part of a global community, and it's all thanks to the internet. So here we are, in the age of the internet, where the world is literally at our fingertips. It's safe to say that the internet has truly transformed our world. But not everything on the internet is rainbows and unicorns. Indeed, the internet's vast and endless potential has a shadowy counterpart that we can't ignore. This is the dark side of the internet, where cyberbullying, misinformation, and privacy concerns lurk. Let's start with cyberbullying. This is a form of bullying that occurs online where individuals can hide behind screens using anonymity as a weapon. It can be as simple as a mean comment on a social media post or as severe as threats and harassment. The impact can be devastating, leading to severe emotional distress and in some cases tragic outcomes. Then we have the misinformation phenomenon, or as some might call it, the era of fake news. The internet is a breeding ground for misinformation, with false narratives spreading like wildfire. From harmless hoaxes to dangerous conspiracy theories, the ability to distinguish fact from fiction has become an essential skill in the digital age. And let's not forget about privacy concerns. With every click, like, and share, we leave digital footprints. These footprints, in the wrong hands, can be used against us. Companies collect, analyze, and sell our data, often without our knowledge or consent. This raises serious questions about personal privacy and data security in the internet era. Moreover, the dark web, a part of the internet that's intentionally hidden and only accessible through specific software, is a haven for illicit activities. From black markets selling illegal goods to platforms for hackers, the dark web is a murky underbelly that further exemplifies the internet's dark side. However, it's important to remember that the internet is a tool, and like any tool, its impact depends on how it's used. By staying informed and vigilant, we can navigate the internet's dark side and harness its potential for good. Despite its benefits, the internet also has a dark side. This is a reminder to tread carefully in the digital world, where not everything is as it seems, and where the shadows of misuse cast a long, sinister silhouette. What does the future hold for the internet? That's a question that has been whirling in our minds. So let's dive into the realm of possibilities and see what could be in store for us. Just as we once marveled at the idea of sending an electronic mail, we'll soon be in awe of the Internet of Things. Imagine this. Your alarm clock wakes you up, and instantly, your coffee machine starts brewing that perfect cup of joe. Or your fridge notices you're out of milk and automatically places an order for you. This isn't a sci-fi movie plot, but the reality of the Internet of Things, where everyday objects are interconnected and smart. But the future of the internet goes beyond smart homes. Enter the era of quantum computing. This technology, still in its infancy, promises to revolutionize the internet as we know it. Traditional computers use bits, which can be either a 0 or a 1. Quantum computers, however, use quantum bits or qubits, which can be both 0 and 1 at the same time. This means they can perform many calculations simultaneously, potentially solving problems that would take our current computers billions of years in just a few seconds. Let's not forget about the potential of decentralized internet. Imagine a web where we control our data, where privacy is not a luxury, but a right. The rise of blockchain technology could make this a reality, disrupting the current centralized model of the internet. Of course, these advancements are not without their challenges. As our devices become smarter, so do the threats. Cybersecurity will need to evolve to protect our data and privacy. And while we strive for a more connected world, let's not forget about the digital divide. We must ensure that the future of the internet is inclusive, bridging rather than widening the gap between those with and without access to digital resources. Only time will tell what the future of the internet holds. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be an exciting ride. So, buckle up and let's see where this digital highway takes us. The internet has come a long way since its inception. From a world without the convenience of digital communication, we've journeyed through the birth of the internet, the inception of the World Wide Web, the explosion of the internet boom, and into the social era. Each phase of this digital evolution has brought about remarkable changes, creating a world that is more connected and informed than ever before. The internet has disrupted industries, paving the way for innovative inventions that have reshaped our lives. Think about it. We've gone from waiting weeks for a letter to instant messaging, from queuing up in the bank to digital transactions, from brick-and-mortar stores to online shopping. The internet has made our world faster, easier, and more accessible. Yet, as with all great powers, the internet has its darker side. Cybercrime, privacy invasion, and misinformation have become part of our digital landscape. It's a reminder that this powerful tool must be used responsibly, and that our virtual actions can have real-world consequences. But the internet isn't static, it's an ever-evolving entity, growing and adapting with us. Its future, much like our own, is filled with endless possibilities. As we move forward, we must remember that the internet is more than just a tool. It's a reflection of us, of our society. The internet has given us the ability to connect, to learn, to innovate. It has opened doors, broken barriers, and created opportunities. But it has also shown us our vulnerabilities, our weaknesses, and our capacity for harm. As we look to the future, let us remember that the internet is what we make it. It's a tool, a platform, a mirror reflecting our actions and attitudes. It can be a force for good or a source of harm, depending on how we choose to use it. In the end, the internet is a testament to human ingenuity and potential. It's a reflection of our desire to connect, to create, to innovate. It's a reminder of what we can achieve when we use our powers for good. It's hard to imagine a world without the internet, isn't it? Before we wrap up, we'd like to take a moment to thank you for journeying with us through the fascinating world of the internet. We hope this video has given you a deeper understanding of its evolution, its potential, and its challenges. If you've enjoyed our content and would like to continue exploring topics like this with us, please give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Your support not only helps our channel grow, but it also enables us to keep producing informative and engaging content for you. We value your feedback, so don't hesitate to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts about the internet's journey and its future. Remember, your voice matters in shaping the digital landscape. Let's continue this conversation and work together to create a responsible and inclusive internet for all. Once again, thank you for watching. Stay curious, stay connected, and until next time, keep exploring.